Hello, Cruising World. Mick the Suit Guy with you today. It is Monday. It is Monday Tipty. And today, now, two things. First off, I'm wearing this suit in honor of my good friend Dave, who posted this picture on Facebook thinking I didn't have it. Notice that they are all facing the right way up. Those that know, not that guy. Anyway, Dave, I've been given a little bit of a hard time because he has tended to rush his tips to me. He's tended to get them out a little bit quick and sometimes a little bit confusingly. So I challenged him to send me some tips that actually made sense from start to finish. They're all really good tips, but he has a habit of not reading over what he sent. So I guess you get what you asked for, because he just sent me a message with 17 tips. So I thought to myself, should I do like one mega tip Dave day, or should I spread them out over 2 or 3 weeks? Mega tip Dave day. And then I realized, as I read them, and I read that there were no mistakes, these tips aren't all from Dave. They're from his lovely wife, Sam. So I reckon that these should be called Sam's Tips, not Dave, because there's too many clues that these didn't all come from Dave for me. But I'm still wearing the suit for Dave. But these are Sam's tips. But I'm going to do them over three weeks. So I'm going to give you 6, 6, and 5. This is what happens. You send me tips, I learn. I'll be honest, I haven't even read them yet. We're going to go through these bit by bit and we're going to see. But everything looks good. I mean, I just checked quickly for vocabulary and brackets and spacing. And it doesn't go from tip number 1 to tip number 3. It's chronologically done. So we'll give him a shot. So this week, we're going to give you 1 through 5. And then next week, I'll give you 6. And then after the 3rd week, I'll give you 6 more. And in between each week, I'll give you others. So cliffhangers. It's going to take about a month to get through all these. Anyways, 5 tips from Sam. Number 1, bring small Tupperware to fit in your refrigerator for that midnight snack. See, these are things I would never think of, because the only midnight snack I'm thinking of is dreaming about waking up and having a burrito or a Shaq's Big Chicken tenders in the morning, because it's usually 1:30, I've just closed down the piano bar or Red Frog and I've hit my 15, man, I'm ready for sleep. But a lot of people like those midnight snacks. You got the pizza place, but it's usually pretty busy that time of the morning. Yes, so bring a small Tupperware to fit in your refrigerator for that midnight snack. Remember, the refrigerators ain't that big, so when she says small, she means small. Number 2, we bought our own wine and ordered cheese plates for dessert and kept them refrigerated, then had a wine and cheese party in the library on the last night. How sophisticated. See, I can never get to that level of sophistication because I don't drink wine. Now, if you would be a little bit more inclusive and allow beer drinkers in on your wine and cheese party, maybe call it a wine, beer and cheese party, Sam, maybe I could join in next time I see you on a cruise. But for now, as a good tip, save it. Save it for a party. I remember I was in the British Navy, and unlike the American Navy, we were allowed to drink at sea. So we could draw a ration of 3 cans of beer per man per day. I say per man per day because in those days, women were not allowed on the ship. So it's not a sexist statement, it's a factual statement. So don't jump down my throat on that one. I love the fact that women are allowed at sea. Don't get me wrong. But then it was all men. I was what they call the beer bosun. So I would draw the ration for the day and I'd be responsible for handing them out. But we charged for them to make the money back. So we'd buy them for it was cheap, 20 pence a can. And everybody would pay me 40 pence a can. And at the end of the deployment, we'd either have a blowout party or something like that. Same principle. Let me tell you this, on one of the aircraft carriers, now an aircraft carrier on a British ship is like the size of the smallest ship in the American Navy. So we're not very big. We're only talking about 1,000 people total on the ship. But all the mess decks pulled together on the thing, and with the profits from the beers on I think it was a 4-month deployment, they raffled off a new car. All the stories I could tell you of the things we did in the Navy, but I'm not going to. Moving on. Number 3, bring air freshener for the bathroom. I think that is definitely a tip from Sam in relation to Dave. And we'll leave that one there. Number 4, door decorations help to find your cabin door. Again, I think that one is in relation to Dave because he's had his 15 drinks and he can't find out where he's supposed to go. So he just looks for something like a big picture that looks familiar. This is how I know these clues and tips. The clues are all in there that these tips are from Sam, not Dave. But we don't do door decorations. What we do is we take a picture of the door cabin number so it's on my phone because I'm cheap. Same thing when you go in a hotel like in Vegas or something like that. We always take a picture of the door when we get there in case we lose the key and the number's not written on the key. So that's number 4. I mean, they do have door decorating parties. You go on these Facebook pages, you know, they'll have all these events. You find the Facebook page for your cruise. A lot of cruises have them nowadays, especially the longer ones. You go on there and they'll have events. They'll have like a pub crawl. They'll have like a slot pull, which I think are allowed again now. They'll have a door decorations contest where everybody will go around, everybody enters, decorate the door, and everybody will walk around in the group and decide which has the best decorations on the door. You know? Fun. Not for me. Don't want to decorate my door. I really don't want people knowing where I am. You know, if it said Mick's cabin, people might try and break in. You know, because I'm such a big celebrity. They might, you know. It's a joke, people. It's a joke. Anyway, that's not. And number 5. See, now, this is where Dave's trying to pretend that he wrote these, but I think Sam is dictating these. I'm going to go out on a limb, because the next one says, the last one for this week, Sam likes packing cubes. She packs her stuff in them, and when we get to the cabin, she puts the whole thing in a drawer, and unpacking is done in a jiffy. We do the same thing. For once, we agree on something, Dave, or Sam, should I say. Yes, we do exactly the same thing. I have one, because you may not know this, and you can test me if you see me on a cruise, because this is true, but I not only have matching socks and shoes for all my suits, yes, I have matching underwear for all my suits as well. You know why I have matching underwear for all my suits? I was on a cruise once, and the comedian called me up on stage, and he said, if you have matching underwear, I'll give you $100. And I did not have matching underwear at that point. I made it my task after that to get matching underwear for all my suits. So about $500 later, I now have matching underwear for all my suits. And do you know how many comedians have called me up on stage and challenged me to show the matching underwear for $100? Not the 5 I need to break even, that's for sure. Not that I would take their money. But anyway, true story, very true story. It was on the Sunshine. I'm not going to name the comedian. I don't want to shame them for wanting to see my underwear. Well, who wouldn't? Well, they used to see it in the hairy chest contest, but now they don't allow that anymore because it's not inclusive. You won't see that either. But I do have a nice collection of Speedos. One day, I'll show pictures of them on this channel. Maybe I'll show one now. Oh, was that a picture of all my Speedos I just put up? Anyway, so there you go. There's 5 for the day. Oh, and just to complete what I was saying, because as always I went off on a tangent. Yes, we have one packing cube for all my matching suit, underwear, socks and stuff like that. And one for t-shirts and one for this. So yes, we totally do that. We put them in the thing, we take them out, and then makes it much easier. Everything's in one space. So yes, good tips. So 5 tips for you there from Sam, definitely not Dave. I'm going to do 6 more and then 6 more. And you know what? I'm going to pre-record them now. I'm not even going to change the suit because I feel comfortable in this suit. So I'm going to stop this recording. I'm going to start again. So this is week 1. Week 2 is going to be me. Week 3 is going to be Sam. Week 4 is going to be me. Week 5 is going to be Sam or something along those lines. So you'll keep seeing this. Whenever you see this suit going forward, this suit represents Sam and occasionally Dave's tips. It's their own personal tip suit is what I'm going to call it. More importantly, it means I won't get lectured by my wife for changing shirts and dirtying shirts she has to wash when I do all the videos at one go. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm going to turn this video off, I'm going to start recording again and do the next one in about 3 minutes, even though you won't see it for about 3 weeks. But you can subscribe so you can see the proof that's going to happen. You can email me any questions and you can send me your tips. Maybe I'll have a suit just for you if you send me enough. That's what I'll do. If you send me a minimum of 10 tips. I will dedicate one of my suits to your tips, and I will read all your tips out in your suit. And another thing I'm asking for now is I want your cruising traditions. This is not necessarily a tip, something you always do on a cruise. Trying to give ideas to people of something they can do outside of the box, as it were. That's not necessarily a tip. It's a suggestion of a cruise tradition. As I said, ours is a pub crawl where we get all the bartenders sign the ship. That's one of ours. We've got many, but that's my favorite one. So send me your traditions as well as your tips. And subscribe, send me questions, and well, I'm going to have to get up, turn this off, turn it on again, and do this all over again. I will see you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.